was a political war caused by ethnic tensions in the country of Nigeria. Biafra had tried to secede the Nigerian Federation. This bloody civil war led to millions of deaths in about 2.5 years. One Igbo man shares his experience in the war and how it affected him and his family.
I look cool there, right?
What is your name?
My name is Chief Law Nnamdi Onyekwere.
What part of Nigeria did you live in?
Did I live in? I lived in eastern part of Nigeria.
How was life during that time?
Life during that time was beautiful. I always say that I had a very, very happy childhood.
Nigeria was originally under British colonial rule from the early 1900s to about 1960. Nigeria is divided into three major groups: Igbo in the southeast, Yoruba in the southwest, and North Hausa. During this time of British rule, Britain brought missionaries and education. This education includes the English. However, the North more or less did not change due to strong Islamic belief. The North section became closed to educational and social progression. On October 1st, 1960, Nigeria became independent. Nigeria was now independent and wanted to split the country into smaller regions so the Hausa could not dominate completely. But the Hausa feared loss of power and preferred to continue British rule. On January 15, 1966, because of claims of electoral fraud, Lieutenant Kadunza Ndongu, mainly of Igbo descent, launched a coup against the federal government. In the result, General Johnson Ironsi, an Igbo and head of the Nigerian army, seized power. On July 29, 1966, the Hausa executed a counter coup led by Colonel Murtala Muhammad, which overthrew General Ironsi. This also placed Yakuba Gowon in power. Tension starts to grow between the ethnic groups because of these coups and counter coups. Massacres aimed at people living in the north and murdering of soldiers became fun. Oil was found back in southeast Nigeria. All of Nigeria had been trying to get it. Igbo feared that oil will be used to benefit areas other than their own. In Nigeria, oil is very high in value. On May 30th, 1967, the military governor of Igbo dominated the southeast, Ojukwu, citing electoral fraud and the inability of the North to protect its citizens, proclaimed the secession of the Southwest. The war breaks out in July 1967, as Biafra is just becoming independent. Like the colonists, are not very well equipped for war. They were fighting on their own land and turf, and had good planning and support from the Easterners. Because of this, they had to use young soldiers in the war.
I was a soldier, and I went through training, and I was trained in everything from hand combat to guerrilla warfare to everything. I was trained, properly trained, yes.
At what age did you join the force?
I was 19 years old.
What grade were you in at the time?
No, I had just come up from high school and joined the war.
Were you forced to join?
Yes, I was forced, but I had an opportunity to live. But I found it very shameful for me to live while my age mates, people I might, are also fighting. So I said, no, I'm going to stay. I went home and told my parents that I was going to stay back and finish the war.
Why did they force you to join?
Well, they forced us to join because there weren't enough soldiers. So they took us. They asked us to join. We went to work, and that's from where we went to the military training.
The Biafrans started their attack on August 9th, rapidly moving across the Niger River and captured Benin City, but they were stopped under 30 miles from Lagos. The Nigerian forces captured Benin City on September 22nd. In October, the Nigerians began pushing into Biafran territory, but were repulsed as they River. From 1968, neither side were really beating each other. The Nigerians began surrounding the Biafrans. This caused starvation and hunger for the Biafrans. Aircraft would try to bring them food and supplies.
It was particularly difficult for us. But even then, when I was at the war, I helped my family because there wasn't any food. So the areas that we were fighting, that's where the food was, because the Nigerian soldiers wanted us to die of hunger. So we had to...
Biafran forces?
Yeah, they wanted us to die of hunger. You know, because that's the area, the food producing areas, that's where all the fighting was done. So I would, you know, my family, I would give them, if you get some food, your Uncle Chris, he would come get some food home. You know? It was very difficult for us because, you know, we were born in the city. And, you know, coming to the village, coming to war was very difficult for us, but we all made it.
Was your family ever attacked?
Oh, yeah. You know, the Nigerian soldiers were very, you know, undiscriminatory the way they bombed. They would bomb the high school where the research was being done for Biafra was behind our house. Our family owned the land, so the bombs, you know, in fact, a huge bomb fell behind our house. Luckily, it didn't kill anybody. Well, my brother, your uncle, Emma, got hurt, and he got hurt almost the last days of that war, the last 2 days of the war, and we had to walk through the jungles and the bush for a distance of more than 200 miles to get home. Well, yes. This one was particularly very, I was walking down one day. I was going to the front. What we call the front is where the fight is going on. I was with a number of soldiers. So I had a sound that sounded like a rifle, cocking a rifle. So I saw a man standing in a ditch, an old, you know, and somebody lifted a gun to shoot him. So I yelled, I said, "Don't shoot." And eventually, it happened that this guy was a Nigerian soldier that was badly injured on the left hand. The deltoid muscle was pulled up. So I saved him, took him to the intelligence officer where they could process him. I hope he made it through the end of the war. I always think about it. Well, in the beginning, you know, I was in the city with my parents, and everybody had to go back to the village. And then eventually, I joined the army and fought. And in the end, we came back here, and I'm here now speaking with you.
Did other people, young people, join the war?
Mm-hmm. My brother was in the army, Emmanuel. In fact, he went to the war. He joined the army when he was about, I think it was about, wasn't quite 15, 16. He joined the army before me.
Before?
Yeah.
Did he have any experience?
Yes. Yeah, he joined the commando. The commando is like special forces. I was in the infantry, but I was trained for artillery and mortar. You know what artillery is? The big bombs that go very far away. Yeah, that's what I was trained in. That was my specialty.
Both sides tried using mercenaries. Biafra launched an airstrike with foreign mercenary pilots. The Nigerians employed Egyptian pilots for their air force, which frequently bombed civilians. The Doctors Without Borders group was organized to prioritize helping any welfare victims, regardless whose side they were on.
Yes. Yeah, your uncle was. I went, and when he came back, I put him in my battalion.
Oh.
Yes. So he was in the same battalion as I did, but he got hurt, And that's when I carried him for about 200 miles, dodging Nigerian bullets and air raids. You know what an air raid is? When they come very low in an airplane to bomb. Sometimes you even see the eyes of the pilot, because that's how low they are. Those were Egyptian pilots. I was just a high school graduate.
So you were planning on going to medical school?
Going to university, going to medical school, right.
Did your family receive any money for your efforts?
Nope, not a penny. I hope you can, after this interview, you can give me something for that.
Do you feel the war was necessary or just based on selfishness?
No, it was very, very necessary. Very, very necessary. And even now in Nigeria, a lot of people have found that the reasons that we fought was the right reasons. I've just read about it. People now have come because the same situation is still occurring. The same things we fought for is still a problem in Nigeria till today.
Can you explain some of it?
Well, when you have a bunch of people that figure that they are smarter, that they were born to rule in a country where I went to school, you went to school, other people go to school, we're all smart people. You come and you tell me that you were born to rule. Can you just imagine that God brought you to the world, that you are born to rule? So there is a group of people that think that, they look themselves, thinking that they are royalty.
On January 7th, 1970, the Nigerian offensive pushes forward, capturing Owerri and Uli. A few days after the 11th, Ojukwu flew into exile into Cote d'Ivoire, leaving his deputy Philip Ifong to handle the surrender to Nigerian forces. The war ends January 15th.
These are the people, the Muslims up in the north. They are the people causing the problem. Have you heard of Boko Haram? Okay. These are the people that went on Christmas Day, last Christmas Day, and bombed the church while people were in service and killed hundreds of people there. That's the problem we have in Nigeria. It's a Muslim-Christian problem. The Muslims think that they have authority over everybody else, but they don't. So that's what the problem is. That's what the reason why we fought. We fought because 50,000 Igbos were killed. The same thing that happened on Christmas Day, and it's still happening even as of yesterday.